FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
Why are so many people agitated about No Child Left Behind?
Well, there are the obvious sort of superficial kinds of reasons that people talk about every day. I think teachers and administrators are frustrated with all the testing that's going on. I mean, their lives are changed in pretty dramatic ways because of all the requirements that have been imposed on them. I think it's also true that schools often get branded unfairly as failing because the measures that are being used are really inappropriate in some cases for measuring whether schools are in fact doing a good job. So a lot of these complaints are legitimate, but they're also the kinds of things that can be fixed rather easily with well-intentioned efforts to fix the laws. I think underlying it all, and this is the more fundamental thing, is that most teachers and administrators don't want to be held accountable and don't want there to be a No Child Left Behind. Historically, American education has not been held accountable. Right? So as a result, people have had jobs with tenure. Right? They get paid for showing up, and if kids don't learn anything, nothing happens. This is a system that actually tries to measure their performance, puts the spotlight on performance, and this kind of thing changes their lives in a way that they didn't buy in for initially. This is not part of the deal that they accepted. And so I think underlying it all is they just don't want to be held accountable, and they're opposed to it.
Good. Less than 2 minutes. Any interventions on this one? Colleagues, Herb Walberg.
I agree with many of the things that Terry Moe has just said. But one of the reservations I have is that teachers have never been held accountable. I'm very impressed with the fact that we once had 115,000 school districts in the United States, and now we only have 15,000. And so the school districts have gotten larger and larger. Where I come from in Chicago, we have roughly 500 schools, and the school board members wouldn't even be able to name let's say a fifth of the schools. And so in the early days, when we had 115,000 school districts, they were tiny, and often they were in rural areas, and there was a great deal of accountability because people all knew each other, and the teachers knew the families, and they knew the siblings, and the school, if there was something wrong with a teacher or any other thing, you would go to the school board member and say, Hank, I don't know, I don't like what's going on. And so there was a huge amount of accountability. And so we've moved away from that intimate accountability that we once had and moved towards very large scale districts. But I think in any case, Terry was referring more to the last perhaps 50 or 75 years when it is indeed true, and I strongly agree with him.